Okay guys, so yeah, I'm here in Clint's workshop. Come to check out what he's done so far with the motor. And you can see here, got the head ready to be sent away. Well, that's going to M-Spec, right? We're going to send that to M-Spec.
This is going to go to a place called it's called Millennium Technology, and what they're going to do is they're going to replate because you got a little bit of the chrome that's kind of wore.
Oh yeah.
Through there. You can also see in the bore here. Let me pull this piston out. There's just a lot of wear inside the bore. I don't know if you can really see that, but you can see like those lines.
Yeah.
I'd say it's had a lot of cold seizure happening.
Yeah.
It could also just be piston. The cylinder wall clearance was excessive. A little bit of like walk through the cylinder bore. But yeah, hopefully they can get this all taken care of and get the tolerances back into place where they need to be. And
so does that whole bit there just get swapped out with a new?
So this is going to be, I see this is a steel sleeve. So what they'll probably do, depending on how much actual tolerance is left within this bore,
Yeah.
what they're going to do is they'll probably press this sleeve out.
Yep.
And they'll either put a new sleeve in, or what they'll do is they'll clean up this sleeve in the bore, and then they'll basically run it.
Oh, you just get a bigger piston.
Yeah. I would probably, if it was me, I would probably just put a new bore in.
Yeah.
That way, like now you have like wearable items, so as your pistons wear, you're able to kind of add the next oversize, and you're not going to run out of bore.
Yeah.
And have to go back through the process.
Yep.
But other than that, I'm going to clean up this. I did a little bit of work on this.
Oh yeah, that's
just
not too
Scotch-Briting
bad.
it.
The top, yeah. Because you see some, they're all pitted out and.
Yeah, and this one's actually really good.
Nice.
Generally, like, yeah, you'll get a piston if it comes apart, and you get like the remnants that get up through the transfer ports, and it'll start to pit this up, or even like pre-ignition and detonation and stuff.
Yeah.
Things like that. The piston looks good though, as far as like, you know, the normal carbon. Yeah, circle it. But like the normal carbon stuff, that's pretty substantial. It's not like bad, but it's good. Not too bad. Like there's a little bit of wear there. You can see there's a little wear like on the rings and stuff.
Yeah.
A little bit of seizuring through here.
So they'll fit out probably a new bore, and then they'll fit
and then
a
they'll
piston.
match the piston to it.
Sweet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, it's actually in relatively good shape. It looks like maybe at one point somebody was in here trying to do a little chamfering and stuff. You can see there's like that little small piece of aluminum.
Yeah,
looks like a little bit of a speck there. Not sure what that is, but other than that,
and that part, that little 8mm thing that I ordered.
Oh yeah. So
which side?
That's going to be where was that? That's actually on. Let me think here. Oh yeah. So I pulled that out. That's over here.
Yep.
So it's going to be, that's your power. It's like your power valve.
Yep.
Here. I just pulled it out just because it's something that I would replace just because you're already there.
Okay, yeah.
So here's the old one. You can see it was boogered up.
Yeah.
And then I just grabbed it with some vice grips to get it out of there. But this is basically, this is like a rack, little rack, and there's an actual valve. I'm going to show you that because that's that piece that needs to get welded. It's right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I pulled it all apart.
Yep.
Here's all the.
So that's the ATAC system.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So the valve's in there, and it variates that opening there through the exhaust port.
Okay.
But the piece that needs to be welded was, let me remember here, was right here. You can see like where the header of the exhaust was rubbing in there. There's like a tiny pinhole. You can see the air or the light through there.
Oh, through it.
Yeah.
Is it that little eye? Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot, like, so this should have like a little band clamp, right?
Yeah.
That would secure your header pipe on there. It looks like it had silicone before, and I kind of just buffed that off. Just got it off of there.
So the weld, is that groove, is that the bit that's been worn out?
Yep.
So he could fill that in with weld.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
That's actually what I would do too. I was gonna say like, weld that, like that area up. What I would probably do is just like, if he can, I would just knock this out of there.
Yeah.
And then just throw like a dab over that. Like, just, you could do like a fat little dab. Then if I have to, I'll just sand it. Or even you can sand it when you're putting your pipe on. If you need to, you can just kind of file it as you need. It's kind of too bad. I don't know if this would be cool if you could get this part. This was like available. Just because I think this is wore. This is wore out. So I don't know. That was another option too. If it's available.
Yeah. Okay, we can look at what part number it is and have a look.
Yeah. And I was gonna do that. I'll probably do that this week. See if I can find one. What else?
Okay.
So that's this. And then like I took all this out, cleaned all the carbon off. This thing was full of carbon.
Yeah. Who knows when it would have been last done, right?
I don't think it's never been apart.
Oh,
it's never been apart because this hardware here it's peened over on one side, and I had to actually file off the peening.
Oh, okay. So it's probably never been done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I clean this up. This is that flap.
That's a little flap.
Right. Exactly. But other than that, I mean, for 1985, it's not that bad. Really. I mean, think about it. It's like
it's nearly 40 years old, right?
It could be way worse.
Yeah.
The bearings, it's kind of like I feel like someone was in here, and one of the reasons why is because from the factory they're not going to run a sealer like that on the seal, so someone's been in here. There's nothing, I guess.
Why would you put a seal around there?
So they do it in case. So a lot of people are doing this. This is something that I did a little research on. I've never done it. From like, like the OEM way, it's just like, the seal should be tolerated correctly for the bore. So you just push the seal in. You can use like a Loctite on the outer diameter to push it in, but with the sealer, it makes me a little nervous because when you're pushing it in, if you push any of that seal into the bearing, that's not good.
Yeah.
I could see like using like a sleeve retainer, something like that, which may be what I do when I put it back together.
Okay.
But as far as that, like, I think the reason for that is so that if this seal were to get pushed out, it wouldn't get pushed out. It would hold it in place. It's like security in a sense. Yeah. So that's kind of my thought around it. But this one looked like it was sealing. Now, there's one piece that goes to this. I'm going to show you that we need to see if we can find it. But it's been leaking in here.
Okay.
So, and then
that would be why, because I saw a bit of milkiness.
Yeah.
When I took the cover off when I was doing the clutch.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think here. So it's that seal for sure has been leaking.
Oh, and there's a little bearing in there too.
For that shaft.
Yeah.
And they're like that even on the present 250s. They're the same way. Like the 2000s, I've actually had to pull a shaft out, and I've welded one of those shafts up and re-machine it down.
Okay.
Because it wasn't available.
Yeah. So that one was leaking.
Yeah, this was leaking for sure.
And remember when we were at the shop, I think there was coolant, or there was a bit of leaking coming out through from the bottom of the jug too, right?
Yeah, it looked like it was leaking around here.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do too is I'm going to try to get these studs out. I'm going to see how hard they are to get out. It'd be nice to get them out because what I want to do is really lap this. Just lap it really nice. Clean it up so it's a nice flat surface again. And what I'll do is I'll put the case halves together when I do it so they're like on the same.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. If I have to, like now, you can even get a Scotch-Brite pad. You just want to get like all that off. You don't want to take any material away because now you're going to change like the something like that. So here's that piece I was saying. We're going to have to try to find this. This thing for sure was worn, and this rides, I'll show you where this rides, but this rides on the end of the crankshaft. Right on the right side, it's like right behind your primary gear.
Yeah.
But it's got like a groove bore in there.
Yeah.
It's where your seal lip's going to be running at.
Oh, okay.
Which is right here. So it sits in there.
Yeah.
And it's been riding right there. So it sits about like that when it's all the way in.
Yeah.
Or when it's on there. But it's probably something I would look into trying to find. Just because, if you have a leak, you're going to be losing some of your primary. You're going to either be pulling in oil and pushing air through that side too, because it's going to get around it. So that definitely has to be addressed.
Yep.
That and the crank. Pretty sure this is new. It looks relatively new. It doesn't look like it's had much time on it.
Okay.
Everything, it feels tight. There's no up and down play.
There's supposed to be a little bit of sideways normal there.
Yeah, you need a little bit of a side play, in play on like the thrust washers there. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. And I'm going to take a measurement of that and see what they are, but it looks relatively...
That whole close. Assembly, you think, newish?
I think this whole thing's new, yeah.
Oh, nice.
I do. I think probably it was a while ago when they rebuilt this, but I think that they put a new crank in it. It just doesn't look like it has much wear. In the small end wrist pin area, this is clean. There's no wear in there.
Yeah.
Nothing that is out of the ordinary. Obviously, when you do a new piston, you're going to get a new wrist pin and bearing. Yep. So that's going to be new.
Are they all the standard size?
Yes. From my knowledge, they are. I'm sure you could get somebody if you needed to have an oversized. I've also know that you could, if you ever had to, you could put a bushing in here. Oh, yeah. You would just have to have an oil hole so it would lubricate the bearing. Like on the automotive industry, like a lot of the cranks have brass bushings that you can press in and out because they'll wear and stuff.
Yeah. The old transmission.
Yeah, there was a little wear on one of the gears in here. Let's see if I can figure out which one it was. Let's see. And I'm going to kind of go over this good. It wasn't this shaft. We'll set this to the side. It was another gear. So, I don't think it was. Was it that one? One of them had like a little bit of, like, some of the teeth were a little chewed up. It might be down. Actually, no, it might be down there on that one. It was. So yeah, it's not this one. So I think it's this. One of these had like a little. Right there. See those teeth?
Oh, okay.
And I could tell, like, when I was pulling apart, there was like little like metal shavings. I could just like see it in the oil.
Yeah.
That it kind of knocked that tooth down. That's part of the. This is the main shaft. So yeah, this is what carries the clutch. So main shaft and counter shaft. So yeah, like it would be nice if we could. I mean, you could run it this way if you couldn't find a shaft or if it's like crazy expensive. But what I could do is like kind of like deburr that tooth flank a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it definitely has like an edge on it.
Yeah. Just clean it up a bit.
Yeah. So because finding one of these is probably going to be
hen's teeth, right? Yeah.
And even if you do find it, gosh, they'll probably want to arm in the lake for it. And I don't think it's going to really affect you. It's not like you're missing the tooth.
Clean it up a little bit.
Yeah. But other than that, like, you know, the dogs on the actual transmission gears, they don't look like they have like terrible wear. They obviously have some wear, but nothing that's like going to create like a misshift or coming out of gear.
Nice.
So, but I'll look over these much more thoroughly. I'm going to clean them up really good and kind of check out the shafts and stuff. And if it's something that's like, oh my gosh, like we need to replace this, then probably look into doing that.
Yep.
Put this back on. Shifted, so
I guess doing it the incorrect way when it's a newer bike isn't as bad, but doing the incorrect way this time in its life could be bad because you can't recover easily.
Yeah. Sometimes you can't like get all the parts and stuff, but yeah, I've had to make like these before. But this here, you know, it's got a little bit of rust and stuff. I'll try to see what I can do as far as like just cleaning that up to make it like clean again. But there's a little bit of like rust down here by the magnet. I always put the key in there from the crank, just so I don't lose it. Stay inside there. Yep. But like this piece here, I've had to weld these up and actually remachine this piece. Like you can see, there's a little bit of wear there.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh, that's the clutch.
This goes.
Bit. Yeah.
And that's probably where it's been leaking, is because that hardness is kind of wearing away.
Yeah.
Now is one thing I was gonna ask. Maybe you could plate this.
Oh, okay. Yep.
You know what I mean? That would be ideal. Just like clean it up as good as you can. Yeah. Plate it, because then that's going to be nice for this area. Yep. With a new seal. So I was going to leave that out for you.
Yeah, I can plate that.
That'll be something to practice on. What else? This is... Okay, this is for the counter shaft. So this has a little wear in it like that. That's basically what retains on the oil seal. You have your D ring here. It's like a D O-ring.
Okay.
We need to probably get another one of these. I don't know. I don't think the kit you had any O-rings in it.
Oh, yeah.
Just all paper gaskets.
Yeah.
But we'll need to find one of these somewhere, because this thing's definitely wore out. And this retains, dirt and oil from coming out, because it sits like that.
Okay.
But there is, like I said, a little, you can see those little grooves. Yeah. That's where that seal rides. So, and it looked like it'd been leaking out of here a little bit, like coming through this area.
Oh, okay.
So,
because it looked dry from when I was, but maybe it's just a little bit.
Yeah, it probably leaked a little bit and then got some dirt up behind there and just kind of held it in. But if we can find it, it would be nice to just put a new one. So that's something I'm going to kind of look into too.
Yep.
So on that's pretty much that. This here, try to clean that.
Now, did you figure out what that hole was?
Oh, on the bottom?
Yeah, because when I looked online at the diagram, it seemed like it went to a place that didn't go anywhere.
This one too. I'll show you this. That bearing. So this bore is a little excessively wore. Yep. So this bearing's been like, it doesn't feel rough or anything. So someone put it in. So I think probably what happened at one point is when they were driving this in, they removed a little bit of material. Really the only option is like you could either weld it up and rebore it, or you could use like a sleeve retainer.
Okay.
I was thinking of putting like a sleeve retainer on this and then just setting it in place, let it cure for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And that'll hold it, because once everything's in, it doesn't matter. The transmission's going to be holding that in place.
Yeah.
Once it's all together. But at the end of the day, it's kind of a bummer that.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as your other question on that hole, I haven't really looked into seeing where that is, because I want to clean this all up and kind of set it together. But I think what it is it's like This is just a little cavity.
Yeah.
And what it could have been too in your drain, if you ever drained your oil, you could have had some oil that like ran along this and got in here and was hanging out, or it was leaking from the primary a little bit, coming through the gasket into here and coming out through there. But as far as your oil color,
the hole, yeah. So there was where the bottom, where the where is the?
Like that. If you're looking at it,
yeah, because when I noticed a bit of oil in and around here somewhere,
and that could have been. So I did notice that too when I was taking it apart. There's like some oil here.
Oh, you can sort of maybe,
and hopefully not, but I don't know. Without like really, I got to really clean the oil, like all the dirt off and see. But hopefully there's not like a crack or something around this area. It's been leaking through the transmission, like coming out of the tranny cavity and going down, and then it made it look like it was leaking out of there, but it was just kind of going to the lowest point.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much that. I mean, as far as getting it cleaned up and everything, and really looking over it to see if we can hopefully not find any other damage. But if we do, I'd rather find it now.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, because we have to, like, you know, if your friend needs to weld that up. However, I mean, at least it's easier to do it now when it's cleaned up than because the cast aluminum's a little tricky to weld, especially when it's dirty and it's got oil and stuff. So.
Okay, so we're going to wrap this video up. I've got some work to do with getting the cylinder off, and then Clint's going to carry on doing what he's doing. But hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks, man, for all your help.
So. Yeah, absolutely.
See you later.